On the news tonight, Oyo residents protest over alleged plans by the state government to acquire additional land for the Ibadan Circular Road project. Economic and Financial Crimes Commission declares former Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Timothy Silva, wanted over alleged dishonest conversion of $14.85 million. Traders and business owners around local government offices in Osun State lament low sales amid continued closure. On the foreign scene, former French President Nicolas Sarkozy released from jail 3 weeks into 5-year prison term. Good evening, this is News at 7 on Western Spring Television. My name is Okoyemuni. Residents affected by the ongoing construction of the Rashidi Ladoja Circular Road in Ibadan, Oyo State have protested over alleged plans by the state government to acquire additional land for the project. The demonstrations, which saw protesters block key roads, including Iwo Road at the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway Junction, have caused significant damage to the state government to maintain 150 meters already marked by former Governor Rashidi Ladoja. The idea of the Ibadan Circular Road was first conceived during the tenure of Oba Ladoja, who was governor between 2003 and 2007.
Gómìnà Ṣèyí Mákindé ti sọ wá di aláìnílé lórí níbi tá à ń gbé mọ́ wọ́n dẹ̀ fẹ́ fi ipá gba ilẹ̀ wa 500 meters to the right 500 meters to the left eléyìí dẹ̀ ti ṣe ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àkóbá fún wa àwọn èèyàn wa ti kú àdí aláìnílé lórí kò síbi tí à ń sùn mọ́ a dẹ̀ ti lo gbogbo ọ̀nà láti bá gómìnà sọ̀rọ̀ pé kí wọ́n jáwọ́ nínú 500 meters right and left lọ gómìnà fà kékọrí wípé àkíndọ́dọ́ ti dán káwọn gbà á nǹkan tá a wá ń sọ níbi ìtàdẹ̀ dúró lórí ni pé tó bá ṣe pé lóòótọ́ ìjọba ará ìlú ní ìjọba tí gómìnà Ṣèyí Mákindé ń ṣe kí wọ́n jọ kí wọ́n wá gbèsè kúrò lórí 500 meters gbogbo ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ mẹ́fà ló wà ń bí Ẹgbẹ́dá, Ọ̀nàrà, Oríyọ̀lé, Akínyẹlé, Ìdó àti Lágelú ohun tí olùwádẹ̀ sọ ni wípé kò sí kọ́rídọ̀ àwòfẹ́ kọ́rídọ̀ mọ́ ọjọ́ méje ni ìwọ́de yìí máa fi wáyé adẹ̀ ń retí èsì àyè láti ọ̀dọ̀ gómìnà wa.
75 million tó sì jẹ́ pé gbogbo títì náà kò tẹ̀ ju 42 million lọ. Bàá jẹ́ pé gbogbo ilẹ̀ tó fi ń ta ilẹ̀ wa fún àwọn estate agency. Wọ́n fẹ́ sọ wá di aláìnílé lórí kí ló dé tí a sọ pé atẹ́gùn tó bá ń jáde lórí sákúlà ròmù kò sí mẹ̀kúnnù kí ló dé tí a fi ń wọlé wa àfẹ́ kí wọ́n jà torí wípé gbogbo àwọn èèyàn wa ní abẹ́ ìdúgbò wọn lórí nítorí wípé àti lè gbé wọn wọlé gẹ́gẹ́ bí gómìnà a sì mọ̀ yí pé wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ dáadáa tí wọ́n fi fẹ́ máa yọrí rẹ̀ sáré pé wọ́n lọ́rùn nítorí ìdí èyí kí wọ́n jáwọ́ lórí rẹ̀ àwa ni wọ́n ń ṣèjọba lé lórí gbogbo development tó bá ti mú ẹ̀mí lọ kìí ṣe development mọ́ àwọn èèyàn wa ti ń kú púpọ̀ jù àwọn tó ti ní smoke tó ń gbé ọba gbọ́wọ́ ọjà gidigidi àjọba tó síbi náà.
The Olubadan of Ibadan land, Oba Rashidi Ladoja, has said that the time for Nigerians to join the fight terrorism to stand still and placate the aggrieved has come following a military action threat by President Donald Trump. Oba Ladoja stated this while receiving the president of the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, Bishop Francis Waleoke, at the Olubadan Palace, Okeremo, Ibadan, over the weekend. In a statement by Adeola Oloko, the media aide to the Olubadan of Ibadan land, Oba Ladoja, the monarch noted that it has been over a decade, specifically since the twilight of former President Goodluck Jonathan's administration in 2014, that Nigeria has been battling with the scourge of terrorism. Oba Ladoja stated that in southwestern Nigeria, where he is more familiar, people from different religious backgrounds enjoy harmonious relationships, wondering why such a display of love is hard to come by in the other parts of the country. He said the majority of Nigerians want the scourge of terrorism to be fought to a standstill, but was not excited about the prospect of United States involvement in the internal affairs of Nigeria, except through collaboration. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has declared former Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Timothy Silva, wanted over an alleged case of conspiracy and dishonest conversion of $14.85 million. In a public notice on Monday, the Commission's spokesman, Dilo Yewale, said the funds were provided by the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board for Atlantic International Refinery and Petrochemical. The EFCC said the funds were for the construction of a refinery. The commission urged anyone with useful information about Mr. Silva's whereabouts to contact any of its offices nationwide or report to the nearest police station or security agency. In October, soldiers reportedly raided the former Bayelsa State governor's residences in Abuja and Bayelsa, arresting his brother amid allegations linking the former Bayelsa governor to a failed plot to overthrow the Bola Tinubu administration. Here in Osun State, traders and business owners around local government offices are lamenting low sales since the shutdown began. Some businesses have crashed while others have simply relocated. In this report, Lydia Adegbaju takes a look at the travails of secretariats, neighbors, and the impact of a shutdown almost 10 months down the line.
Mo ṣe kọ́wọ́ lọ́wọ́ tí mo kẹ́sẹ̀ lẹ́sẹ̀ ni kò sọ́jà kò sí nǹkan ẹ̀yin kan tẹ́ bá wà àyíká wa báyìí àyò bẹ́ẹ̀rù bá ṣe jáde nínú local government báwọn èèyàn bá ṣe jáde ẹni tí ó ṣe photocopy ẹni tí ó ra aṣọ ẹni tí ó wò gán ẹni tí ó rìn nísìnyí gbogbo ẹ̀ ló dá pàrọ̀.
Such were the tales of traders with businesses around the local government secretariats, which have been under lock and key for almost 10 months now. The once bubbly local government secretariats, Olorunda at Igbono, in the capital city, or Shogbo local government secretariat at Okebale, as well as many others, have now become a quiet ground fit only for deep meditations, void of its customary activities of registry weddings, birth certificates registration, certificates of origins, and the likes. One would think it's just the local government staff and officials who would be affected, but the secretariat neighbors also seem to be sharing in the pains. It was a near-tearful tale as Mr. Abdurrauf Adeleke recounted how his million-naira vehicle oil business has now been reduced to mere thousands in profits since the lockdown.
A million mo fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ oil tẹ́ bá láǹfààní àti lè wò mo lè fi yuan dáadáa ló sọ kétékété a million tó wá di 1,000 mọ́ mi lọ́wọ́ nígbà tọ́jú lọ bó ṣe yẹ kó lọ.
Mrs. Eniola Adekanmi, a confectioner on her part, laments how she ends up taking her unsold snacks home to be shared amongst neighbors so they don't at least go to waste.
At least only ọjà tí bá ṣe mo yá mo ṣe ọjà bí 7,000 lójúmọ́ báyìí. Nísìnyí táwọn local government pé ó yí ní ọjà tí mo kó lọlé at least mo ṣe ọjà bíi 6,000 lánàá mo fi pa 2,500 ìyókù mo kó lọlé mo lọ pín fún àwọn ará ilé wa so èmi ò dé like máa ta ọjọ́ kejì because ó máa ń ba business jẹ́ so àtìgbà tí wọ́n ti wá ó ní iye tí èmi gan mo máa ń short gan mo máa ń short but kéèyàn kan máa jókòó sílé mo dẹ̀ mọ iye tí wọ́n bá open báyìí mo mọ iye tí mo wọ́ tí mo máa pa.
Right inside the premises of Olorunda Local Government Secretariat sits a kitchen and bar which used to cater to staff and visitors, but now the story is different. And for Mr. Pamilerin Fowowe, the bar attendant, his salary had to be cut down due to low turnout over the months.
Most of àwọn èèyàn tá jọ ń ṣiṣẹ́ wọ́n ti kúrò níbí báyìí. Oúnjẹ tá máa ń tà tó jẹ́ pé.
Important arm of government, and I repeat, most important arm of governance. If I can carry it to that level. As of today, we now have development centers. The major purpose of local government is to look at the tripod stand that governance stands on that will affect ordinary people on the street. Health, education, and agriculture. That's the basic thing of the purpose of local government. Others may come along, but if you cannot take care of these three, then there is no local government.
The clamor for the reopening of local government offices continue as residents hope that concerned stakeholders would come to an amicable resolution on the matter and business activities can resume and fast. From the capital city, Osogbo, Lydia Adegbaju, Western Spring Television News.
The security operatives of the Nigerian Navy have rescued 10 crew members, including one Cameroonian, one Equatorial Guinean, and 8 Nigerians from the distressed vessel MV Sema 3, which was en route to Calabar from Malabo, Equatorial Guinea. In a statement, Naval Director of Information, Commodore Iwuyo Adams Aliu, said the rescue occurred on Friday, November 7, following a distress call received. According to him, a naval gunboat equipped with a submersible pump was immediately deployed to the scene. He added that the successful operation underscored the Navy's renewed efforts under the Chief of the Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Idi Abbas, to enhance maritime safety, protect critical national assets, and promote lawful economic activities within Nigeria's maritime domain. The latest rescue comes just days after the Navy saved 11 passengers from a sinking boat along the Bonny River in Rivers State. The Nigerian Air Force has carried out airstrikes on terrorist and bandit hideouts in Kwara, Borno, and Katsina, and other northern states. The operation targeted Islamic State of West Africa province positions in Malam Fatori and Shuwaran, Borno State, bandit camps in Garin, Dandi, and Chigogo, Kwara State, and Zango Hill in Kankara local government area of Katsina State. In a statement, the NAV spokesperson, Air Commodore Ayman Ejodame, said the airstrikes destroyed hideouts, logistics hubs, and weapons storage facilities and neutralized several terrorists and bandits. He added that the air component of Operation Fansa Yama conducted armed reconnaissance missions across Zamfara, Kebbi, and Kaduna states, engaging armed groups along known routes and neutralizing several targets. In Akwa Ibom State, the police command has arrested 3 suspected armed robbers and recovered dangerous weapons in separate operations across the state. In a statement, the command's public relations officer, DSP Tim Fom John, said that the arrests were made last Friday following credible intelligence. According to the statement, 2 of the suspects were apprehended at a native doctor's residence in Ikot in Neme village while receiving treatment for undisclosed ailments. The 3rd suspect was later arrested during the course of the investigation. The statement added that a comprehensive search led to the recovery of 1 locally made pistol, 1 locally made revolver, 16 machetes, 6 mobile phones, 2 generators, 1 battle axe, 1 plier, and other incriminating items. It also revealed that the native doctor, alleged to have aided the criminal gang, is currently at large, while efforts are ongoing to apprehend him. In other news, a community in Oyo State has shown how collaboration between traditional leadership, government officials, and non-governmental organizations can help tackle Nigeria's open defecation crisis. This comes as the federal government, through its Clean Nigeria Campaign strategic plan, wants to eradicate open defecation by 2030. Olaleko Akindoju has the details.
Araromi Akperi is in Onara local government area of Oyo State, and this small community was declared open defecation free in 2021. According to the wife of the town's monarch, Olori Rebecca Obisheson, this milestone was achieved through the leadership of her husband, Oba Mudashiru Obisheson, community mobilization, and the intervention of the Oyo State Ministry of Health.
Many people like these toilets. Many people like these toilets, and they are praying for health. There are people and Kabiyesi Alararomi of Araromi. They are praying for him.
Nigeria faces a severe open defecation crisis, with around 48 million people practicing it, leading to significant health and economic costs. Some of the challenges include a lack of access to sanitation facilities in public and private spaces, and the need for sustained funding and community involvement. It is in a bid to help end this menace that the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, and the Oyo State Ministry of Information convened a 2-day media dialogue on accelerating actions to improve urban water, sanitation, and hygiene WASH in Nigeria. According to Monday Johnson, WASH specialist at UNICEF Lagos Field Office, rapid urbanization in Nigeria is overtaking sanitation infrastructure, worsening open defecation, and exposing millions to preventable public health risks. He identified the lack of an urban sanitation coordination framework as a key governance gap and called for immediate reforms to strengthen institutional and human capacity.
Generally in Nigeria, the WASH sanitation access in urban centers are not optimal. Now, most of the governments in Nigeria do not have a specific strategy that can address urban WASH in all ramifications. we need to ensure that all the people that are living in urban centers are taken care of when we are planning our sanitation strategies.
As part of the media dialogue, journalists paid a visit to Araromi Akpiri in Onara local government area of Oyo State to learn how the community's success story can be a model for other communities in Nigeria. Oba Mudashiru Bisheson, the Alararo of Araromi Akpiri, noted that although residents of the town initially complained about the change, they later realized the benefits of ending open defecation as their state of health significantly improved.
Somebody with dirty, so many things will enter their body, which they don't want it. And those people, they like us. When they come and see us, and we tell them to go out, to let them know what is happening. And really, our people, before, they don't understand. But now, if somebody needs and is there with himself will be happy.
The siting of toilet facilities at the Islamic Mission School in Araromi Akpiri has also helped to increase school attendance. A teacher in the school, Mrs. Omolara Oyelude, said many girls now have more confidence and find it easier whenever they want to relieve themselves or during their menstrual cycle.
But now, in fact, our students are happy much because every day see the toilet.
Earlier, UNICEF Communications Officer Blessing Ejiofor reiterated that access to safe water, adequate sanitation, and good hygiene is a fundamental human right, particularly for women and children. She urged journalists to use their platforms to advocate for stronger policy action and accountability. Nigeria's revised Clean Nigeria Campaign Strategic Plan will mobilize efforts to declare all 774 local government areas open defecation-free by 2030. However, to achieve this important goal, there is a need to significantly increase the current rate of progress. Olalekun Akindoju, Western Spring Television News.
The African Democratic Congress ADC has expressed concern over the conduct of a recently concluded Anambra State governorship election, describing it as a cash-drenched spectacle that undermines democracy. A statement by the party's spokesperson, Bolaji Abdullahi, who said what transpired during the poll was more of a bazaar than an election, said that the poll fell short of democratic standards. The ADC accused the incumbent and his party of engaging in several forms and styles of cash for votes. The party alleged that bundles of naira notes exchanged hands at polling units across the state in full public view, a clear violation of the Electoral Act. It warned that if the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, continues in this direction, Nigerians should be concerned about the credibility of the 2027 general elections, especially as the world closely watches the country's democratic process. However, the ADC spokesman said the party remains dedicated to building a Nigeria where leadership is earned through integrity, inclusion, and service, not through the crude exchange of cash for votes. ADC's candidate in the election, John Nwosu, came a distant fifth in the election with 8,208 votes. Nwosu has since rejected the outcome of the poll, following a similar path as his party. The Federal Civil Service Commission has appealed to candidates participating in the 2025 Directorate-Level Promotion Computer-Based Test to exercise patience as the Commission transitions from manual examinations to a digital format. The appeal followed complaints from some candidates about the long travel distances, logistics challenges, and technical difficulties. Responding in a statement on Monday, the Commission spokesman, Taiwo Hassan, has said the Commission acknowledged concerns raised on social media about the process. Hassan noted that the transition to CBT may come with challenges for both candidates and the Commission. According to him, the examination have been conducted using joint admissions and matriculation board facilities to ensure credibility, transparency, and convenience. Hassan, however, said based on feedback received, the Commission is considering decentralizing examination centers to all 36 states and the FCT in future exercises, and exploring other technology-based options to improve the process. In the meantime, the National Youth Service Corps says it has commenced the physical verification of credentials and travel documents for foreign-trained Nigerian graduates who registered for the 2025 Batch C service year. The agency noted that it would hold from Monday, November 10 to Wednesday, November 12, 2025, across designated centers nationwide. According to a statement issued by the NYSC management, the exercise is meant for prospective corps members whose documents are yet to be physically verified after completing their online registration. Emphasizing the importance of the verification exercise, the NYSC wants that only persons physically seen with credentials, physically verified and cleared will be deployed, exempted, or excluded from national service. Still to come, actress Regina Daniels' brother Sabi granted 5 million naira bail. We'll bring you more on this when we return.
Gbàdàmọ́sí Adégòkè Adélabú.